Hi, and welcome back to the Outdoor Kitchen Show. I'm Marissa Turner, and today we're in the kitchen doing some allergy-friendly versions of some traditional recipes. Now today we've got a gumbo, but it's going to be a gluten-free roux version. Also some gluten-free cornbread and an eggless potato salad. Now the reason we're doing these things today is, well, we've had some requests for allergy-friendly recipes, but also because one of our sponsors, Ralph's Market, is carrying some gluten-free items now in all of their locations. These I picked up at the Jones Creek store, but you can also get them in Gonzales and at Pelican Point. I've got a brown rice flour that we're going to be making the roux for the gumbo with, and then also a gluten-free cornbread mix. Now sometimes you can find these in a gluten-free special area, but also in the cereal aisle you can usually find these flours and stuff made by Bob's Red Mill. And for those of you who aren't in our viewing area right around here, you're watching us on Roku or through the website, of course you can order these things online or look for them locally. One of the things I do recommend you buy if you're not in our area, and you got to do it online, the Magic Swamp Dust that is MSG free. It's fantastic, and you can find it at creativecajunCooking.com. And then also the French Settlement Sausage Andouille. They are at FrenchSettlementSausage.com, easy to remember, and they are all natural, MSG free. You know how some local sausages have MSG in them. These don't, and they are hickory smoked. Now for our gumbo, I did the brown rice flour to make the roux, just like you would use regular flour, same quantities. You do, if you're doing a half a cup of flour, you use a half a cup of oil, and you cook it about the same amount of time. Now you can also make a butter roux with this, but remember this is brown rice flour, so it's not going to be like completely white if you're trying to make a white gravy. And then with the cornbread mix, we're going to be doing that on the show in a cast iron skillet. But the roux, I kind of played around with a little bit. I did a traditional oil and flour roux, and that took me probably about 30 minutes to get it to the color I wanted for the gumbo. And then I also did a dry version where I just toasted it. I actually did it in my toaster oven at about 350 degrees. You got to remember to stir it around so that way you don't have some that's not cooked and some that is. And it comes out just great. It thickened up some chicken stock just perfectly. It wasn't gritty or grainy. If you've ever had to feed a baby rice flour, if you're mamas and daddies and had to feed the baby the rice flour, it dissolves like that. So it's good to go. It's a great thickener, and it is gluten-free and whole grain, and hopefully it's supporting the rice farmers in Louisiana. That would be a good thing, wouldn't it? Now, so for our gumbo, I am doing shellfish. Not everybody who's allergic to gluten is also allergic to shellfish. If you do have a shellfish allergy, obviously don't use shellfish. You can make a chicken and sausage gumbo. That's on our website at theoutdoorkitchenshow.com. We've showed it here before. But I really, really love a shrimp, crab, and andouille gumbo. Franklin likes okra in his, but I'm by myself today, so no okra in the gumbo. And of course, I got my shrimp over at Cajun Catch. Now, you want to get the ones with the shells on. They have some beautiful shrimp over there, and that way you can make your own stock. Now, you can get seafood stock at Ralph's Market, but usually when you buy prepared seafood stock, it's got fish in it, and I don't want that in my gumbo. I don't put fish in my gumbo. But while I was there, I also picked up some gumbo crabs. Now, some of these gumbo crabs we actually accidentally caught on a fishing trip when we went out with Catch That Charters. We were just having a fun day going around doing some fishing and stuff. We weren't going to make a show out of it. It was just a day to have some fun, so I caught these crabs on my little camera. And this little guy came home with us, and we had a few others. If you're going to clean up your own gumbo crabs, you just, after you've iced them, you don't do it while they're still trying to fight you. You take off the top shell, pull the gills out, throw them in quarters, make sure they're nice and clean, and they're good to go for gumbo. If you haven't caught your own crabs, of course, you can get these at Cajun Catch to keep them in the freezer, gumbo crabs, and it's good to go. So the first thing I need to do, I've already made my roux because I wanted to experiment with it a little bit. I'll pull my roux out, but I want to make a stock with the shrimp shells and the gumbo crabs. And the first thing I need to do is saute these shells, so I'm going to do that in the stock pot. Okay, so in my stock pot, I've got my shells, a little swamp dust down in there too. This is not the hot one. This is the one that's got just a little bit of the lemon oil extract in it or whatever it is. It's so good. And I'm going to cook these just until they turn pink. Then I'm going to throw the gumbo crabs in there. And then, of course, I'm going to throw some water in there. Okay, while that's going, of course, I need to keep my shrimp in the fridge. And I'm putting some swamp dust on these guys so they get nice and seasoned, and they'll stay cold for me because they go in the gumbo at the last minute. Gumbo crabs don't have a whole lot of meat in them once they've kind of cooked down in your stock. So I've got some claw crab meat here that I got from Cajun Catch. I'm going to season it just a little bit. You see I've got it in a bowl because I've picked it over for shells and stuff. You've got to do that. You've got to get those shells out. Alrighty, these guys are turning pink. And if you've got, if you're doing a shrimp and corn soup, make sure you put the corn cobs in here for your stock. Oh my gosh, talk about add some good flavor. Or if you're doing a shrimp and veggie soup or anything like that where you got the veggies, put those in there too. Now I'm going to put my gumbo crabs in there. Just give them a quick stir. Okay, so we're just going to bring this up to a quick boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for a while we get everything else ready. Okay, so the stock is simmering, and when that's ready, we'll strain it out and be ready to use it for the gumbo. But while I'm waiting on that, I need to go ahead and make the gluten-free cornbread. Now, this particular mix that I picked up over at Ralph's Market needs a cup and a half of milk, but you could use whatever milk is best for you, dairy-free or the soy milk, the almond milk, rice milk, whatever it works best for your family, you can use that. Now, it does call for oil or butter and then 2 eggs. Now, I'm not sure about egg allergies out there. If you have issues, then do what you got to do. But this one is a gluten-free cornbread mix, so that's kind of where we're going with that one. Now, I've got the 2 eggs here because the instructions say that we need to have everything come up to room temperature, so that gives us just a minute. And Sean is here with me because he was just over at Ascension Golf Carts, and they were shy. They didn't want to get on TV, so they gave Sean a T-shirt to come tell everybody about Ascension Golf Carts. Now, they're not far from where we live. We pass by them quite often, and Sean has been dying to have a golf cart. So he and his daddy can go up and down the street and visit all the neighbors and all that kind of stuff. Now, why did you want a golf cart?
I just want one so bad.
Okay, so your daddy went over there and y'all picked out one. Now, they do have new and used inventory. And then also for hunting season, they have those bad boy buggies. Those are pretty cool too,
And they just had a new shipment.
Cool. They have a new shipment.
And they have all kinds of colors. They have blue, they have gray, they have red, they have black. Whatever colors you want.
Yeah, even camo. And those bad boy buggies, those things are super quiet, and they have new and used models of all the kinds of different things that they sell over there. They've got a ton of stuff over there. So now, what did Mr. Danny tell you when you were over there at Ascension Golf Carts?
That grown-ups can have a free test drive.
Yeah, grown-ups, whenever you go by there, he wanted his free test drive, but he's got to wait on that a little bit. If you want to go by there and check out their inventory, you can actually test drive their new models that they have over there and try those bad boy buggies. Those things are pretty cool, huh? Super cool. All right, now you're going to help me with the cornbread?
Sure, yeah. Let's get to it, do it.
That's right. We just need to mix up the eggs and oil and milk and the cornbread mix. The skillet's already oven heating up at 375. Okay. So we got the 2 eggs, cup and a half of milk, 1/3 cup of oil. And I like a little bit of sugar in my cornbread. I like sweet cornbread, so I'm adding a little sugar. Just a little bit. All right, we're going to mix this up just a bit, and then we're going to add our stuff. All right, now we're going to add in our dry ingredients. Skillet's hot, so here goes the batter. All of today's recipes can be found at www.theoutdoorkitchenshow.com. Now, while the cornbread goes in the oven, we're going to take a quick break, so stay tuned right here to The Outdoor Kitchen Show.